Okay, my friends, as you can see, I've just done some video here at the Maryland Renaissance Festival, and as you can see, I am also in garb. And it was a wonderful day. So as you can see from some of the people I've talked to today, most people come here and enjoy themselves. So I'm going to try and answer a few other questions myself. I started coming to the Renaissance Festival back in '94, so that's about 16 years I've been coming to the Maryland Renaissance Festival. I was introduced to it by some friends. I had heard about it, read about it by some other things, but I had no idea where it was ever at. So I came out here with some friends, and I had a wonderful time my first time out here. It was a blast, and it stuck with me. I still to this day remember certain things. Over the years, bit by bit, I've bought parts of my garb. I've now gotten to the point where I've now included 3 Ren fairs into my seasons most of the time: Maryland, Virginia, and Pennsylvania. So my garb is completely parts of all 3 fairs. I come back for the atmosphere and for what I call the people watching. One of the other people I talked to today says they do the same thing. It's a matter of seeing people interacting with other people, something we do not do very well in the real world. You walk around the mall, how many times do you talk to strangers at the mall? You don't. You go with your friends, you talk to your friends. When you come to the Ren Fair, you see somebody in costume or garb, or they have a piece of something on that you admire, you're not so afraid to go up to them and say, "Hey, I like your hat, I like your mask, I like your shoes," and you get into a conversation with a total stranger. Most people don't do that today. The other aspect of it, coming here as often as I do as a Rennie, I start to know some of the people that work the stands. Sadly, is with 16 years, you don't always get the same people every year. Kids grow up, adults grow up, you move on to other careers. Sometimes your career takes over your weekends. You can't do it like you used to. I used to be able to come to the fair a lot more often than I do now. I'm lucky if I can get 2 or 3 days in the season. But you start developing a bit of an extended family when you come here. It's amazing. If I had a chance to come here opening weekend, you would see very interesting experiences. What you would see is people that have not seen each other for 9 months, 10 months, coming in like it's a family reunion, greeting and hugging, and, "Hey, how you been? What was your year like?" It's amazing. It's a whole different world, a whole different society. And the weirdest thing is the way the storyline of the place is. It's a celebration located in Rebel Grove. People from all different walks of life are coming here to celebrate. And it's exactly what it is. That's what it feels like. People from Maryland, Virginia, D.C., some as far as New York, or I've had people I've talked to in the past there from California. So it's interesting what happens here at a Renaissance Fair. As you can see, it hits ages old and young. I'm not going to be ashamed to admit it, I personally love some of the costumes people come up with and they wear. Some people come with the very traditional classic nobleman or peasant, and then some people take their fantasy world, things they do from role-playing games or novels or fantasy books or whatever it is that they enjoy, and dress up as a costume. And they do it with such taste. Occasionally you get the person not so tasteful, but it's okay. And of course here at the fair they have weekends that are themed. So you've got your pirate weekends and your lovers weekends, Shakespeare weekend. I didn't see a particular weekend this weekend, but it's close to closing of the season, so I don't think they're too worried about that. So for me, 16 years, never once have I worked here. That's the weirdest part of it all. I've volunteered. I've stood at stands and helped promote the stuff that sells inside. I wear the stuff and talk about it when I'm outside and direct people to the stand. But I've never received a paycheck or stipend or anything for anybody here. It's just been me as a fan supporting what I love. If you've never been, if you don't really think it's your thing, try it at least once. $18 at the door can teach you a hell of a lot. Hell, you're going to pay $50 for a meal and a show at Medieval Times for $18 plus I think it's $6 for a turkey leg. You can get the same thing here and a lot more because the shows are included in the $18. You can see sword fighting, comedy shows, jugglers, ventriloquists, balancing acts, jousts, sword fights. You're going to see it all. So next year, when it comes around, I'd say do it. So this is Scott here at the Ren Fair. I'm known as Ren the Phoenix Blazin'. And I am signing out, and I hope you get to join me in person next year.